U.S. President Joe Biden said Tuesday the United States is helping India significantly with its COVID crisis by sending equipment, medicines, and vaccines. COVID 19 infections and deaths have been growing in India in recent weeks with alarming speed, and there's no end in sight to the crisis. President Biden also said the U.S. has sent millions of doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to neighbors Canada and Mexico, and there are plans to send it to additional countries. AstraZeneca shot has still not been approved for distribution in the United States by the Food and Drug Administration, but it's widely in use around the world. Biden made the comments after he announced his latest goal of having 70% of the American adult population vaccinated by the U.S. July 4th holiday. A newly declassified U.S. intelligence report warns that women in Afghanistan are likely to see their rights disappear should the Taliban come to power following the withdrawal of United States forces. The report released Tuesday finds no reason to believe the Taliban have changed their views on women's rights despite some public statements to the contrary. The findings echo fears expressed by human rights groups. One woman tells VOA, right now all Afghan women are concerned and wish the international community would do something to protect them. Afghan officials said Tuesday thousands have fled their homes as fierce fighting erupted between government forces and the Taliban in a southern province after the U.S. military began withdrawing its troops. Afghan forces had pushed back insurgents' attacks at a base the U.S. military on Sunday handed over to the government forces as part of its formal pullout that began on May 1st. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's mandate to form a government following an inconclusive election expired on Wednesday, giving his rivals a chance to take power and end the divisive premier's record tenure. Netanyahu, on trial over corruption charges he denies, had a 28-day window to secure a coalition following the March 23rd vote, Israel's fourth in less than 2 years. President Reuven Rivlin's office said in a statement that Netanyahu had informed the presidency that he was unable to form a government and so returned the mandate to the president. The group of 7 wealthy democracies on Tuesday say they discussed how to form a common front towards an increasingly assertive China in the foreign minister's first in-person talks in 2 years. Host Britain invited guests including India, South Korea, and Australia for parts of the talks in London stretched out over 3 days. An official with the G7 says the ministers all voiced alarm about China's human rights record amid outrage over the mass incarceration of Uyghur Muslims, as well as on Beijing's coercive economic policies towards other nations. Mexico's president is promising a full investigation a day after 24 people were killed when an overpass collapsed, sending a Mexico City train crashing onto a busy road below. President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador said Tuesday the investigation should be done quickly and nothing should be hidden from the Mexican people. The crash late Monday killed 24 and injured at least 60, and it's raising safety concerns on one of the busiest metro systems in the world, spread out across Mexico's capital home to 20 million residents. Myanmar's ambassador to the United Nations told the U.S. Congress on Tuesday Washington should target Myanmar's state-run oil and gas company and a state-owned bank with sanctions. She is also warning U.S. lawmakers the crisis triggered by a February 1st coup in the Southeast Asian nation threatens regional security. U.S. President Joe Biden's administration has denounced the coup and imposed sanctions on the generals who led it, as well as some of their family members and businesses that provide them with revenue. A local monitoring group says Myanmar security forces have killed at least 766 civilians since the coup, which sparked nationwide protests. Some pro-democracy activists have traveled to the country's mountainous borderlands to join armed groups, raising fears of a spiraling conflict.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.